This is a Next Weather Alert from CBS News Miami.
Right now at 11, we are tracking strong storms rolling through. Heavy rain is hitting parts of South Florida right now, and there are flooding concerns. You're looking at video of storms slamming Lauderhill.
And here's a live look now at Next Weather Radar Network. You can see those rounds of rain, and it looks like it's going to be a long night tracking these overnight storms. And good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren Pastrana.
And I'm Elliot Rodriguez. Let's turn things over to our chief meteorologist, hurricane specialist, Ivan Cabrera. The radar is lighting up everywhere.
It is lit up. And in fact, it started in Broward, guys, and then it worked its way down towards Miami-Dade County. And we continue to track some very heavy rainfall. So we have issued the Next Weather Alert. It's in effect right now through tonight and into Friday for rounds. This is the way it's going to be. Rounds of heavy rainfall and the potential for a lot of flooding. Widespread flood advisories likely, and even some flash flood warnings, which thankfully we haven't had tonight because we've had a few breaks over the last few days. Not much has gone on. Flood advisory in Broward, that was the last one, expired that just about 30 seconds ago. We'll see if we get additional ones. Certainly not up here where things have quieted down. I'll show you some of the rainfall that's already fallen, and then it's lighter rainfall further south, and that's when we get into pockets of heavier rain. Now it's Miami-Dade's turn. So if you're watching us from Brickell through Coral Gables, UM, and in fact out towards Doral as well in parts of Sweetwater, that's where we're picking up some pockets of heavier downpours right now, and this is just going to continue. This is the kind of rainfall that can produce rainfall rates of 1 to 3 inches an hour, which is why we have the concern for flooding. And up towards Broward County, we had that line that just continued. There's Key Biscayne getting clocked right now with some heavy rainfall that extends along the bay and then out towards the coast. That will continue to come in, and on a wider shot, you'll be able to see how messy this is. This is, again, an area of low pressure developing along the front, so it's not our typical, obviously, rainy pattern where we get afternoon thunderstorms here. So that's something we'll be watching as we head through tonight. Look at this train track here. That's why we call it training. This was the band that set up, or the cluster of thunderstorms, and it just went over the same area over and over and over. And so we accumulated significant amounts of rain, and this is about, ground zero as far as where we got the heaviest rain. A little bit closer there through Plantation and Lauderhill as well, with anywhere from 2 to as much as 5 inches of rainfall. That is still on the ground. Our team coverage continues with our own Larry Seaward, who is in Lauderhill, covering how much rainfall has fallen, and more to come. Larry.
Yeah, Ivan, that 2 to 5 inches I can believe, because even though the rain is lightened up, it actually stopped for a period of time. There's still water here ponded up here at the corner of this crosswalk. If you were here and saw us at 10 o'clock, that water stretched across the street. There's now a dry spot in the middle. You can see there's a car crossing there. We saw water that was at least a quarter tire deep there earlier, so the water draining off, but there's still quite a bit down the street. We are a block away from Castle Hill Elementary. If you're familiar with Lauderhill, you can see there is still water ponded on the road, causing those drivers at a stop sign to really take it easy, trying to make sure that they're able to pass. It's hard to tell from here, from my vantage point, just how deep that water is, but you can see some of it rippling as that car begins to pass here coming towards us. And we are on Northwest 47th Avenue at 26th Street. Again, the scene here with the water ponding on the road, the water beginning to drain off slowly, but again, we have more rain falling. We'll send it back to you, Ivan.